These are the 215-pounders. We're getting to the really big boys now, and you're looking at number 4 ranked Jason Marshall from St. Paris Graham High School in Ohio. He's a state champion this year with an overall record of 133-18. And his opponent, unranked Deshawn Barrett, has been very, very impressive in this tournament. He's from Maryland. He was 63-2 as a career from Patterson High School, and he's also a state champ at this weight this year. Okay, this is going to be an interesting bout.
Barrett, the wrestler from Patterson, Maryland, he's in the blue. Only has 2 years of varsity experience in his career, but he's 63-2, so he got started late, but he's done quite well.
Yeah, Patterson High School on the east side of Baltimore. And Barrett's had some big wins. Beat the number 1 wrestler in the country in the quarterfinals, won in overtime, won a 9-8 thriller last night in the semis. Well, Marshall's pretty well just ground his way through the bracket. He had 4 falls to start with and a 10-5 win in the semis.
Barrett record 63-2. You know, his energy level's still sky high. I mean, obviously the way he got here, beating some of the studs he beat to get in the finals.
Well, you know, if you wrestle 2 years and you have 2 losses, that's not bad. 1 a year.
It works for me.
Marshall, too, an interesting situation. He won his only state title this year. Exceptional big wrestler even as a freshman. Placed both as a freshman and a sophomore in Ohio at very tough weight classes. Then last year he was injured from football for much of the first half of the year, and Joe Dennis and he were both at the same weight. Dennis won the wrestle-off, went on to be 44-0, win the state title, win the national title.
Wow.
Said one of his toughest matches was getting out of the wrestling room. Now that's depth.
That's depth.
Well, they're with that St. Paris Graham program on the west side of the state. Pretty well-known coach, and Jeff Jordan.
Yeah, we saw they've won now either 4 or 5 consecutive Division II state titles. Eds wins in 1, and St. Paris Graham wins in 2 lately. And
St. Mary's in 3.
St. Mary's in 3.
All those schools are good. I've had the opportunity at Easton to compete against all those schools you mentioned, and it's just always a war, and it's a great war because techniques are so good, and you know, typical good staffs, good kids.
And you're not wrestling the same kids all the time. That's what's really good.
Absolutely.
Last 6 seconds here, with no takedown, even marginally close. And that will be the way the first period ends.
Just kind of warming up for the second and third.
Barrett in the down position. And the escape.
Nothing fancy there. Got to his feet. Marshall had a half on him. Just decided to kind of let him go. Real nice single. Just level change for a big guy. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Still nothing. He needs the other leg to get to 2. I don't know if it's going to happen. Out of bounds.
Not quite.
He just dropped to a single.
Wonder if that leg is bothering Marshall. When he walked off the mat last night after the semis, he had a little problem with the leg.
He's in deep now.
Barrett just fought him off and kind of pulled up his arms.
Well, that, you know, you look at the body builds again. I know I repeat myself, but had those long arms. Once he pulls them up, he's pulling them right up out of danger. Front head and arm.
Marshall just turned the corner there.
That's all he's got to do. He's got to get the leg, keep going, and get his 2. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. That's a good hold. That's a good hold by the referee. Nothing yet. Great job.
Both boys. I thought Marshall had it for a second, then it almost switched back to Barrett. Both boys already looking a little tired.
Bernie Withers did an excellent job of holding that. Certain situations, which as an official, You got to recognize that there's continuations that will happen.
I think Marshall would like to get that front headlock in. I think he saw that.
Barrett, only good shot. Marshall just kind of pulled him in front.
I think both wrestlers are football players too, with Barrett, a tight end linebacker, all Metro.
I bet that he looks like a tremendous athlete.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
And Marshall's been 2-time second-team All-State football.
Barrett just dropped down on a single, and Marshall's getting a little bit fatigued right now. He didn't fight that very much.
3-0.
Barrett with a head lever. 13 seconds to go. Marshall's checking the clock.
He needs to get an escape here.
Yeah, not a good sign. You don't want to start to turn around to look at that clock for time.
Now Marshall looks totally gassed at this point.
Yeah, he does. That's a mental thing. He's got to take a deep breath and realize he's in this match for a national title.
That leg, see, I think that plays on your mind.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Third period now.
Barrett just working a simple head lever, the kind we learned in midgets, and then he's turning that into a bar that he's running without actually putting it in, going for a far half.
He's putting a lot of pressure on his Marshall's shoulders.
He got real high for no reason at all. Now there's that athleticism you were talking about earlier. There it is. He's in a headlock position. Back point's coming. 3 near fall, 2 reversal.
6-2. I'll tell you, if I were Marshall, I'd let him go for an upper body throw again. But then again, maybe a cradle would be a good idea.
Marshall with the reversal for his first points on the board.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot there. He's got like a side headlock, and you can't really score points out of there.
1 minute.
Doesn't seem like his coaches are calling for him to cut him loose. It's unusual for a shorter man to be throwing legs in this type of situation against a longer man.
He's got to be a little more urgent than this. If he's going to take him, he needs some early back points and then try to get more to beat him. But he hasn't established early ones yet.
He just about has to pin him now.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
30 seconds.
And when he locked up there, I thought there was a chance he could do that.
Yeah, that was a simple side headlock or body lock. Take him back and throw the leg in. There's that headlock. That may have cost Marshall the match.
Yeah. If it had gone the other way.
Yep.
I don't understand this part.
I don't either.
They said Turk him. I heard the coaches yelling, but
You're right, Brian. You got to pin him down for the last 30 seconds, actually. Now he's trying.
3/4 maybe?
That's a 3/4 Nelson. You've got it. So we've seen a head lever and a 3/4 Nelson. I'm going to go back and compete again.
And then we've seen the end of 215 as well, as Deshawn Barrett goes through a very tough bracket, wins some close wins, wins some big ones, but he wins them all. And he's your champion at 215 pounds from Patterson High School outside of Baltimore, Maryland.
Not bad for a second-year guy.